we start by getting your latest team news?
I think for Monday we lose Chamberlain from last game against City. Don't know yet will Ramsey be involved or not, but he will be back in full training today. Good news, Welbeck will join in today for the first time, so he has been out for a very long time. And of course Mustafi is still out, as I told you, until beginning of January.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, they said won't make the squad, but is there still a bit of positive news with him?
Yeah, because it's not very bad, you know, it's a question of days rather than weeks.
Okay. How have the squad responded to the disappointment last week?
Well, that's what we are ready for a fight, and we want to respond. I think in 20 games we lost the last 2, but our quality has been consistent since the start of the season, and we want to respond in a strong way and in a determined way. I think everybody's focused to do that.
Just finally from me, Tony Pulis's West Brom have had a good start to the season, so how important is it that you don't underestimate them?
We are not in danger of underestimating them. I think he has done a very good job, because they have improved a lot over the recent years as well. Technically, you know, they have a good mixture between still being very efficient, but as well they master well the technical side of the game much better, and overall they have good possession in games, and they can be dangerous everywhere.
Are they doing things specifically different, West Brom, this season, do you think?
I believe they kept their strengths, and they improved certainly that desire to dictate the game, you know, that technical aspect of the game. To me, they take more initiative, yes.
So perhaps an evolution of this team from what they have traditionally been in?
Yeah, they have as well now the confidence, the experience of the Premier League, and so overall I believe that that gives them as well, there's an evolution inside the team that pushes, of course, to always wanting more, and they are doing that well because they have good stability in the Premier League.
Do you have to evolve in this league? You always have to find ways to change things up and move on and get better?
You have always to evolve, you know. There's always a gap between what you aspire to be and where you are. And there's always a gap, and you want always to reduce that gap.
Just on Aaron Ramsey coming back, what kind of boost will that be for you?
You know, the strengths of Aaron, he's efficient offensively, and he has a high level of activity, and he's a very complete box-to-box player. So overall, I think he gives us options as well in the team when he plays.
Almost like a new signing at this stage?
Yeah, because he has not played many games. He has played maybe 2 games since the start of the season. And but let's not be too premature, you know. He had some setbacks, and I hope this time he will be all right.
You're well used to the Christmas schedules in this country by now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view yours this year?
It's a bit surprising this year because I don't understand completely the logic of the organization of the fixtures this season, because this week, for example, last week we played after a European Cup 2 games, 3 games a week. This week we have 8 days without a game. After some teams play on the 26th and the 1st, you have again a complete week over Christmas, what is unusual. And suddenly you play the 1st and the 3rd, you know, 48 hours later. I don't know, is it the television who has decided that? Is it the Premier League? But it's completely unusual fixtures. And it's a little bit less, it looks less congested than it was before.
Mesut Ozil, in the criticism of him that came after the last game, do you think it was unfair, or maybe even a bit over the top in terms of the detailed analysis of what he was doing without the ball?
Look, it's very difficult for me to come out on individual. I have that debrief with the players themselves, and I think to be absolutely fair, I did not hear or listen to all the criticism we got after the game. So, but we have to accept that. We have to live with that, and people analyze and have their opinion, and I think that's normal. And we have to respond. Mesut Özil is an important player. He's a big player, and the big players always respond to criticism on the pitch.
But it was said that he was walking around out of possession, and there was a lot of analysis on that part of his game. But what does he bring with the ball that compensates? And do you give him a little bit of leeway when the team doesn't have possession?
No, I don't give him any leeway. When the team has no possession, he has to do his job like everybody else, and usually he does it well. Where you are right, I think, of course, his main strength is when we have the ball, and he suffers more when we have not the ball. And at City, I think where we are, he suffered more than others because we had not the ball enough. And but unfortunately, if you want the ball, you have to win it back.
He's actually statistically the player that's second in the league for winning the ball back in the final third.
Yeah.
In Premier League, second in the league, tied with Sanchez, which kind of backs up what you said.
Yes, I think he is a guy who works much harder than people think. His body language goes a bit against him sometimes. And it's true, we are a team who wins the ball back high up very well with Sanchez and Özil. That means he does his part of the job very well. Where I agree, we had a deficit at City, is winning the ball back in the middle of the park. When you do not win the ball back immediately, we suffered after to win it back a little bit deeper. And that's certainly what people highlighted in our game.
What will you do on Christmas Day?
We practice, and at night we go to the hotel to prepare for the 26th.
Is there any part of your day that will be switched off from football?
No. No, because I, like every manager, I suffer when we don't win a game, and in your mind you have your next game, and when we play on the 26th, we know it's a game of a big importance, so you cannot completely switch off. It's impossible.
And just one non-Arsenal question with your economics hat on. China, obviously, Oscar's move to China has been confirmed this morning. How much of a game changer is it for you in the football economics that a 25-year-old goes to China at that stage of his career rather than someone in their 30s? Yeah,
it's a surprise. It's a distortion. I think basically when you're a football player, you want to combine the quality of the competition with the quality of your wages, and
the quantity of your wages.
And the quantity. But it is a surprise to me. But I must say, when I was, for example, in Japan, we had many Brazilian players like Leonardo, Jorginho, we had Schillaci over there, Dunga, At the time, we were big players. They moved over there, and the competition was well organized and was of top quality. So I don't know really well. But at the moment, I think Oscar moves because he doesn't play in the Premier League, and that China gives him that opportunity, and as well, they invest a lot of money at the moment to create a big force. Will it be for the future a problem for the Premier League? It could become.
Just back to Özil for a moment, Arsene. Do you feel that he's feeling any physical demands at this time of year? Do you think that's something that's creeping in?
We have suffered a little bit physically in the last two games because we were twice 1-0 up, started well the game, yes. And I felt that we have given a lot, in Europe, in the Premier League, and that we were a bit less fresh mentally to absorb the pressure of 2 big away games after having just come back from Europe. Yes.
With Danny Welbeck, we've spoken about feeling like you've got new signings with Aaron Ramsey, but is that how you're feeling looking into the new year with Welbeck?
Yes, but I'm cautious with Ramsey, but even more with Welbeck, because Welbeck we need some time. You know, today it's his first team training. Of course, it's fantastic because for him it's like starting a new career because he has been out for such a long time. So, but I'm a bit cautious with the little setbacks you have when you have been out for a long time. You have to be patient, maybe.
When you are getting these players back, and we know that you're very specific about what you would target during the January transfer window, but does it change your mind when you know that you've got players coming back like him?
Of course, because it's suddenly, we have Perez, we have Giroud, we have Sanchez, we have Welbeck, suddenly up front, Walcott, Chamberlain, who is nearly a striker, you know. So we have plenty of options offensively.
But defensively?
Defensively, we are not in the need at the moment.